All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you right there, just like me right here. Pearls and Flames and their album Reliance. This is great stuff. Check it out. That's what it looks like on the inside. More great music from Sweden. If you like Foreigner, Toto, Chicago even, like 80s Chicago, I think you would really dig Pearls and Flames. Why isn't Toto in the Hall of Fame? You know, it's like when you tell someone, what does this taste like? Well, it kind of tastes like chicken. You've heard that over and over again about a number of different things. What does this sound like? Well, sounds a little bit like Toto. You know, I mean, Toto influenced so many different bands, and they continue to influence people in other countries who realize how great Toto is. Why aren't they in the Hall of Fame? We all know the reason. It's kind of ridiculous, but you're looking at what? Michael Jackson's backup band on Thriller. Most of the guys in Toto, pretty much, and writing songs for Michael and so forth. Whatever, okay? Another guy who worked with Michael Jackson is Paul McCartney, and he's in the news because he says that Bruce Springsteen is making him work too hard. According to Paul, that Bruce is making him work this hard because he's into the 3-hour concert. Working harder in his 80s than he did when he was in his 20s. The Beatles icon reflected on how it's become common to deliver 3-hour concerts like the one he performed at Glastonbury last year, where Springsteen was one of his guests. Yeah, all right. Well, look, I have never been to a 3-hour concert. I start to lose interest at, I would say, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. And you may say, what? I mean, what if a band has this big catalog? Well, again, attention span. Folks, we're in the age of screens and instant gratification, and you click on this and you're there in an instant, right? You can basically see and do all this stuff now. And a lot of it you can do in the privacy of your own home. I wish they would do like a pay-per-view concert of some of these artists. I can have it on the big screen TV. I mean, think of all of what you have to go through to get to a concert. And then they're going to make you stay there for 3 hours. And in addition to it, in the case especially of Paul McCartney, where vocally he's not what he used to be, and I'm being diplomatic here. Springsteen, yeah, he's okay compared to what he's been, but McCartney now in his 80s, he's kind of lost a bit vocally, and so you're paying all this money. There's a story I did about somebody who got caught in a traffic jam trying to go to Paul McCartney, and it was hell. It was hell for them. I mean, by the time they got there, I guess the show was half over, and getting in was difficult, and then they got stuck going out. I mean, you could spend a good portion of at least a day and a half getting in and getting out. Now, I know people with disposable income, I'll just book a hotel and we'll hang out there for the day, and not everybody can do that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, if it's going to be that disruptive to your life, it might not be worth doing. I mean, if the concert is like a half hour down the road and the tickets are fairly reasonable and the band will put on like a 90-minute set, maybe a little bit longer, but I would say 90 minutes, then an encore, goodbye, that's what I like. But McCartney, he's kind of joking around here with Springsteen, that Springsteen set the bar so high with his never-ending concerts, Concert starts at 9, they're playing at 1:30 in the morning, and you're like, crap, I got to go to work tomorrow. I mean, Springsteen has a pretty big catalog, right? And I think he's trying to prove it all night. Sorry, I just had to say that one time. I'm thinking for most people who are of a certain age, and by the way, the people that are going to go see Springsteen or McCartney are probably going to be of a certain age where they need a bathroom. All right. And this is the benefit of being at home. You're climbing all these stairs to get to the bathroom, and then there's a line at the bathroom because the band just broke into a song that nobody knows. And so everybody is making their way to either the concession stand, the merch table, or, the bathroom. And you're like, really? I could be at home right now using my own bathroom, drinking my own less expensive beer, and watching my big screen TV, my surround sound system, on my nice comfortable couch, not squished in between two people who apparently don't have very good hygiene habits, all right? I'm just saying, I've had these experiences, and I look at my wife and I go, why did I go to this concert again? Oh, yeah. I mean, if someone gave me the tickets, that's how I justify it. If I know somebody in the band, they're like, hey, dude, I'll put you on the guest list. It's going to be amazing. And I get there and I'm like, wow, good thing I was on the guest list because this isn't worth $325 for 2 tickets. It just isn't. I don't care who it is. Now, you may say, oh, it's an unbelievable. I have these arguments all the time. I've seen Paul McCartney, 1989. I've seen him. So I'm good. Bucket list, right off the bucket list. There are bands that I haven't seen. Foreigner. I haven't seen Foreigner. They're on their farewell tour. But everyone tells me it just sucks now because poor Mick Jones isn't there. And I'm like, I'd go see him if somebody wanted to send me. And in fact, I had somebody offer to send me to a show that was fairly close by. But I'm like, nah, it was on a weeknight. My wife has to work and I'm busy all day doing this. And then I got to take care of the kids and I got chores to do. I have kind of a, regular schedule that I have to adhere to. And then I'm thinking, she's going to be like sleep deprived the next day. So, and that's based on, the normal concert time. And it's not even that far from home, but you have to weigh these things and you have to think to yourself, you know what? I kind of prefer the creature comforts. I kind of like being in bed at a certain time. I think it was Jamie Lee Curtis that was giving Bruce Springsteen a hard time saying, how about you do a concert during the day, Bruce? Sir, that's actually a really good idea. I mean, if you've got all this disposable income to go see Bruce Springsteen, what does it matter what time the concert starts? You're like, yeah, I can get 3 days off to go see Bruce Springsteen. I flew in from Ireland. I flew in from Australia. I'm here to see Bruce. All right. Oh, the concert starts at 1 PM or 2 or whatever time and gets over at like 7 PM. That is more plausible. It's a little better. Of course, you might have to grab lunch or dinner during the concert. Maybe they'll have an intermission and you can go eat. Of course, you probably won't get to the concession stands because they'll be too filled up. They'll have too many lines. Of course, if you're going to order a Bud Light, there'll be no waiting and you can, that's the thing now. If you want to drink Bud Light, I mean, you can get Bud. I mean, they're selling it for like $1.27 or something like that for a 6-pack now. So I guess that's the upside to that, right? And people still aren't buying it. Gee, I wonder why. So yeah, the long concert thing, it's really not for me. I know a lot of the Springsteen people are so dedicated to Bruce that the longer the concert, the better. They feel like they've gone to war for Bruce Springsteen. I saw the longest concert. It was the best concert. Bruce Springsteen still puts on the greatest concert ever. You have to kind of really like Bruce Springsteen, though, to appreciate that. And, I kind of sort of used to. And now, out of the two guys, even in his 80s, I would rather see Paul McCartney because Paul McCartney, he's a Beatle. And he's kind of the most important Beatle when you look at all 4 of them. Although, I'm not saying he's the best Beatle. I'm just saying he's probably the most important. My favorite Beatle was George, by a country mile over Paul McCartney, especially after all the stuff I learned about how they treated George and so forth in the Beatles. Paul McCartney in his 80s, though. having a little difficulty belting out some of these songs, and that's an issue for me. That is an issue. So bottom line here is I won't spend money on Bruce Springsteen or Paul McCartney. I'm nostalgic, right? But I would also like to have the memory of the artist, a good memory of them in their prime, like 1989. Paul McCartney was fantastic. It was a great show. He had a couple of really strong albums at the time as well, like Flowers in the Dirt, I think, was out or something. And there was this revival, McCartney revival going on because he was getting airplay on actual rock stations, and it was pretty cool. So I don't know. Can anyone top that? You know, as far as later on in their life, maybe. But in this case with McCartney, for me, yeah, probably not. Probably not. Anyway, folks, 3-hour concerts, nah. You know, Gilligan's Island, right, was a 3-hour tour. It was supposed to be a 3-hour tour. Wound up being like how many seasons on CBS? Like 4 seasons or something like that. Should have been longer. I really wanted them. I know they did the movie about them getting rescued, but it would have been cool if they knew about being canceled, if they had an actual show at the end where they all got rescued. But, you know, maybe they thought someday the show would get renewed while they could be shipwrecked again. They could all do another 3-hour tour like they did, I think, in the movie, and then they got shipwrecked again back on Gilligan's Island. Yeah, if I'm going to an island, though, and I need music to listen to, I'm bringing this with me. Pearls and Flames, Reliance. I'm also bringing some type of a device where I can stream modern retro radio. That's the beauty. And you bounce it off one of Elon's, you know, Starlink satellites, and you could probably get modernretrofm.com so long as you have a solar rechargeable speaker. Look, the professor, he could make one out of bamboo and coconuts, and then you'd be set, right? It'd just be great. You have Ginger and Marianne for you guys there. And for you ladies, you have Skipper and Gilligan. And Mr. Howell, right? Oh. Anyway, folks, I'm a little bit punchy and a little crazy today. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. This is a holiday weekend. Thanks for watching the videos. If you've taken time out of your busy schedule where hopefully your family is around and you're barbecuing something and you're celebrating our independence as a country, I think we need to declare independence again from what's happening, but that's another video altogether. In any event, God bless you, God bless America, and like I say all the time, more importantly, God save America. See you soon.